4, 3, 2, 1.
Well, enough is enough. Don't you think so? Enough is enough. We're mad as, well, you know what, and we're not going to take it anymore because at Biblical Health TV, we decided a very long time ago that we really needed to teach the true causes of diseases like cancer and really all diseases in order to produce genuine health and not corporate profits that seem to be leading the so-called healthcare industry. But we can't ignore effective marketing. And we look on Komen for the Cure and these other pink ribbon type campaigns that come from the so-called breast cancer awareness groups. And we decided that borrowing on the positive associations they have, on the effective marketing that they have, on really just how it's gotten all around the world so well, and people seem to love it, but with biblical truth and scientific fact brought into it, of course. So about a month ago, we launched Biblical Health TV's Purple Ribbon campaign. And you know, may have noticed, where am I pointing here? Over here. May have noticed wearing the purple ribbon as of late. And what we're doing is we're co-opting and correcting the global breast cancer pinkwashing phenomenon that has somehow turned a really horrible disease into a big bucks marketing scheme for just about every kind of business under the sun. So we ask you, are you tired of this pinkification? And are you ready for a real cure? Well, we are too. So we invite you to join the Biblical Health TV revolution. Proudly wear and share your purple ribbon and spread the word about God's plan for health wherever you go. Today is the official global launch, Biblical Health TV and radio and video live stream. We are going to tie a purple ribbon on today, and we hope you will too, because we're sure about one thing: you can do this. Now may the God of peace himself sanctify you completely, and may your whole spirit, soul, and body be preserved absolutely, positively blameless till the coming of our Lord Jesus Christ, Yeshua the Messiah. Of course, 1 Thessalonians 5:23, the watchword here at Biblical Health Television, radio, website, everything that we do, because we want to empower you to follow what the Bible has to say about health and to achieve true health for yourself, not what the world is peddling as health or cures or anything else. I want to thank you for joining the revolution. I am pointing in the right place. Here we go. Not a doctor. Hi, I'm Goldman, the executive producer of Biblical Health Television, coming to you from the radio room at our corporate offices in Charlotte, North Carolina. But now we take you down to Fort Lauderdale, Florida. And Dr. Jeff Hazim.
Hi. I am not a practicing doctor in Fort Lauderdale.
That's true. If you've been following us at all,
warm area in the country.
If you've been following us at all, a couple of episodes ago, we let you know that Dr. Jeff Hazim has officially retired from having an active practice in chiropractic so that he can really commit his time to Biblical Health TV and our message and getting out and ministering. How's that going for you, Jeff?
It's good, good. I'm going to start my new singing career also.
Oh, yes, we're actually hearing that on today's show. I don't know if that's something that people are going to stick around for, or we may have run people off. But
I hope not. You should leave now. Leave now.
Well, escape while there's still time. Well, before we get into the Purple Ribbon campaign, we must talk about, yes, I hold it in front of my face, so you really just look right at it. Oh, Lessons for Healthy Living 2.0 DVD. This came out wow, what about a month ago, Jeff? And it's just rocking the world like we knew it would. 10 DVDs over 11 hours, 20-minute segments. You have one too? She holding up yours. You got to get one of these. Please go as soon as the program is over, lessonsforhealthyliving.com, and get yourself one. This needs to go around the world, educate you, your families, your congregations. It's easy to do. You can do this. It takes everything, right? Body, soul, and spirit. But we did it for you in 20-minute modules, and it's a lot of fun too. And that's Lessons for Healthy Living. But today is Purple Ribbons. Jeff, give us a little background on these purple ribbons.
Well, you know, our mission always at Biblical Health Television has been to promote God's plan for health, for true health. And that means, it always means exposing deception and error, the lies that are propagated by the industries, these big Goliath industries like pharmaceutical and medical, food industries, the media. And so, and in combination with the popular culture that gets kind of ramped up around that, that usually seems to be well-intended, but also gets sucked into, the lies. Even though we have no doubt that the people that get involved, that promote these...
like Pink Ribbon.
Like campaign. The Pink Ribbon thing, that they have good intentions to raise money and raise awareness, but they're sucked into kind of a system where they're promoting something that's not even true. And they can raise billions and billions of dollars doing so, and they get involved with companies that raise billions of dollars. Even like for the pharmaceutical companies, the interesting thing is they're supposed to cure diseases like breast cancer, but very often the companies and the people involved, or especially the companies involved, are actually promoting products that are carcinogenic. So it's very, very strange how these companies are in bed with this idea of cure, an idea of disease. And the whole thing is bizarre in the first place, that marketing has been attached onto disease. But I think it's because disease has such a...
cha-ching.
A cha-ching. It has such a draw. And what is marketing all about? It's about getting your message in front of people. Disease really attracts people. It has an emotional, it has this moment in time where somebody has a diagnosis. They feel very stressed. They're emotionally attached. So boy, if you're a company and you attach onto that, that happens. So when we decided back in December that we wanted to launch our Purple Ribbon campaign, I think that was December of last year, and start a grassroots movement to both co-opt the what was going on. We wanted to attach on to what the momentum that these campaigns had, this Pink Ribbon campaign had, but to correct the lies, and we wanted to create our own global movement to counteract the global pinkwashing. I think we even did a show. When was that? Back at the end of October. Yeah. So the Purple Ribbon is a great conversation starter. We found that so many people have a personal story, a personal disease, or especially cancer story, and they're very receptive to hearing the message about the Purple Ribbon, and they immediately start wearing it. So today, like Chaim said, we're going global with our Wear and Share campaign. And we invite you to become, sort of a card-carrying member of the Biblical Health Revolution.
Or more accurately.
I think a better idea is to say you be a ribbon-wearing member of the Biblical Health Revolution.
It's sort of your ticket into the revolution, or your outward sign.
Exactly. But, I think it's important to give a little bit of background of how this all started. So, and Chaim is the marketing guy, and he's also loaded with brilliant ideas. So, Chaim, where did this whole idea of the Purple Ribbon campaign come from in the first place?
Well, it happened back in October, and we did launch just about a month ago in December 2013. But back in October, I mean, how can you not know that it's Breast Cancer Awareness Month? Everything is pink. Jeff, I think you even told me the socks on the football team of your son, they were pink for the whole month of October or something like that. I mean,
many of the players kept wearing them after that because they had them on and it was acceptable.
Well, we're not.
The whole league was wearing the whole football league was wearing pink
everywhere
socks.
You go was pink, and I mean, just literally everywhere, even to the point where Duck Dynasty put on pink camouflage, and I saw a T-shirt of them, and it really I mean, gets to the point of ridiculousness if you looked at it any other way. But people are so caught up in finding a cure, and they want to find a cure. And certainly breast cancer and all cancers and all disease, it's horrible, especially when you or someone you know has it. And so getting behind this cause and helping people is an absolutely wonderful thing. But I started looking around because we're in natural health and because I follow media, just to see how deep this goes. Now, there is an amusement park here in North Carolina, just a few minutes from my house, called Carowinds. And I have young children, and we decided to get a season pass. And when we walked in there right at the beginning of October, well, the fountains had been filled with now pink water, and it was now Carowinds for the Cure. And throughout the park, Komen for the Cure had come in to partner with them. And I was walking around looking at all of these things, including they had these little pink rubber duckies that for $5 you could donate, and you could drop them into a pond, and it was a whole array, and they had pictures of survivors and the whole thing. Suddenly how an amusement park comes this way. But then I turned a corner and I came upon this, and please put this up there. I came upon
it's no small little duck.
And I'm sorry, we're not laughing in any way at the disease, but I mean, my goodness, this gigantic pink duck. And if you want to know how big that is the biggest roller coaster in the park behind it. And I came upon, so we have Carowinds for the Cure with a pink ribbon, and go to the next picture because this gives you a perspective of just how big this thing is. With a giant ribbon and somehow cars that are being given away. And I looked at this thing, and I'm there with my children, and I'm just staring at this thing. And I'm thinking, what in the world does this have to do with curing breast cancer? What? What could this possibly, a giant pink duck giving away cars, pink ribbons, has this organization gotten so far away from its supposed original purpose that it's just completely lost within marketing? And I called up Jeff. I had to. I said, Jeff, I'm here. You remember this conversation? I'm here in the park. I'm standing in front of this giant inflatable pink duck. We need to do something about this. We need to have our own ribbon campaign. I mean, everybody, it's like become infectious. The campaign has become infectious. And yeah. Jeff said, well, we're purple, so let's do purple. And I said, that's great. And it has to be not for the cure, for the prevention. And I was with my wife. She said, well, how about the cure too? And at that moment, we decided Biblical Health TV for the prevention and the cure. And we came up with that, and I told Jeff, and he said, we love it. And I came back, we put together a program called Curing Breast Cancer or Pinkwashing Babylon. And if you haven't watched it, please do. It's on the live stream or the Blog Talk Radio, whichever you're listening to. We have it from back in October. And we went through and we basically exposed the whole pinkwashing campaign as much as we could in under a half hour, and exposed it for what it really is. And at that time, we announced that we were going to do this Purple Ribbon campaign. I had a picture of it. I think we have the picture up there now. Actually, I think this is the second prototype, this picture we can put up of this ribbon. And this is the ribbon that we have there now, but you can see it for the prevention and the cure, BHTV logo with our URL. And we went out and we put a letter out to our list saying who would like to donate to fund the initial run of these ribbons. And we had two women who are great friends of the ministry, and we're going to do a shout out to them, Judy Johnson and Marie Gentry. Both gave very generous donations and allowed us to get our first 600 of these ribbons done. And we, because when you get them done the first time, we're seeking to get the cost down. When you do stuff the first time, everybody knows, a little on the expensive side. And we took these out to Dallas to a convention, a conference that we did a month ago, and officially launched the campaign and gave them out to everybody there. So many thanks to Judy and Marie. And we'll let you know toward the end of the program how you can get yourself some ribbons, hand them out, because this is a very important campaign. And in a moment, we're going to tell you about some of the success stories that we've already had. But Jeff, today, Jeff said to me as we were preparing the program, well, you're doing tie a purple, he said, tie a purple ribbon. Are you going to have the music? I said, what do you mean, the Tony Orlando tie a yellow ribbon? He said, of course. I said, well, you write the lyrics. We could maybe have it on the program. Jeff wrote some lyrics. Jeff is from the Bronx. He doesn't necessarily, I'm sure there's some people in the Bronx who sing well.
This voice.
Jeff,
this is not a singing voice.
Jeff is going to share from us, and I'll do some backup right now.
I'll
sing the music. Tie a purple ribbon round your old mindset is our first.
That's right.
So do 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 do.
Time to come home. You've done your time. Now have you got to know what is and isn't lies.
Do, 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 do.
If you receive the truth, I'm telling you, you'll soon be free. Then you'll know just what to do if you want the truth. You know, I can't sing.
So
but,
tie a purple ribbon around the old mindset.
But tell them, I think we should run a contest.
We will. We're going, and we are. We've decided to do that, and we'll be announcing that toward the end of the program.
I wrote the lyrics to the entire song, by the way.
He did, but we'll want new lyrics and definitely somebody new singing. Who knows? Maybe Tony Orlando himself.
Yeah, I could do Al Pacino in the movies, but forget the singing. So, let's move on to something more important. Tell us some stories about what you've experienced when you're wearing the ribbon and you run into people. I think this is actually really the heart and soul behind what we're doing. If we get a little bit serious about really changing lives, and I've seen Haim get very emotional at the lives that he has seen changed. When he's face to face with somebody that's come to the knowledge of the truth. And interestingly enough, just on a serious note, when you look at the lyrics of the song "Tie a Yellow Ribbon," it's really about somebody coming out of prison and wondering if his sweetheart is still going to be there. And basically he doesn't want any, the only sign he wants is, put a yellow ribbon around the tree. And when the bus passes, I'll know whether I should get off or not and come home. And the idea that we're saying is that come out of the prison of your mind of untruth and come back to truth. And when we see that happen in people, Haim has gotten very emotional over the years, and so tell us a few stories.
Yeah, because I've seen it. I mean, when people get released, and that is really this whole pinkwashing, and please go watch the program. We're not going to get into it now, but the fact that companies have sanitized, not as they call it, awareness, but in order for corporations to want to be part of a disease, you got to clean it up. You got to make it fun. You got to make it pink and feminine, and so you can put pink on yogurt and on cars and handguns and everything. I mean, it's amazing, all the things. And companies, it's Tic Tacs in order to sell a product, and so it's really gone away. And isn't it amazing? Where does this money go? Does it go toward teaching people really how to avoid breast cancer, or does it go into universities and other places where they study how to develop more pharmaceutical drugs that they can then sell back to the very people who are raising the money and make billions of dollars? And so we're not about that. We are about educating you to stay healthy in the first place. That's why we are into the prevention. You have to remember, they call mammograms prevention, right? If a mammogram, if they catch you have cancer, you already have cancer. That's not prevention. We want you to stop it. But certainly, so many people have these stories. And when I got this concept, and now I really believe it was from heaven, is from heaven, because we see this as a campaign that can really go around the world. And the moment we went out the door, even after we released this, we went out of the hotel. My wife, Dr. Kim, and I were in a restaurant, and a waitress came up to us and said, was serving us, what is that purple ribbon? And we told her, and she said, my mother died of cancer 2 years ago, and she went through the chemotherapy and the radiation, and she still died, and it was so sad to watch this. But you know what? My father is still paying off the hospital bills. And he almost lost his home, and I needed to take a home equity loan off my home to give him money so he didn't lose his home. And she said, and without us saying anything, she said, I've decided if I ever get cancer, I'm not going to do any of that medical stuff. I'll just die, but I'll feel good, and I'm not going to be part of that system. And this is a waitress in a restaurant with this story, saying this before we even really say anything. And as we kept going, we found that tragically, pretty much everybody has a cancer story, something that they went through, a parent, a spouse, a child, a friend, and then on to other diseases. And so what has happened with this Pink Ribbon campaign the pink ribbon campaign is that people automatically want to do something, right? Whenever there's something like cancer, we feel so powerless to do anything. And certainly we're taught that, right? You're going to die, or you have to go to the hospital and have them do all kinds of stuff to you. There's no power that you have over getting it or over beating it. It's all in someone else's hands or the disease's hands. And when people feel powerless, they grasp at straws. And so putting on a purple ribbon, running in a race, raising money, not even really knowing where it's going to, not understanding that if they're saying we want to find a cure, well, they've spent billions and they claim they're not even sure what causes breast cancer. So how do you find a cure for something you don't know? I mean, it's a mess, but people don't think that deeply, but they put on a ribbon. And this waitress, I took my ribbon off, I gave it to her, she immediately put it on and started walking around the restaurant, because people, especially women, are programmed to just take this thing and put it on and wear it. And by the way, I think our purple ribbons look nicer than the pink, and certainly guys can wear it a lot easier than wearing pink. And what we found as we went around, and people would see it, and I'd say, let me give it to you, and I'd take it off and give them mine, is that they want to do something and they immediately put it on and they like wearing it and they feel they're doing something, and they are, finally, because with the purple ribbon, we're promoting prevention, we're promoting biblical health, and also biblicalhealth.tv, so people can come on, join the revolution, and get more involved. A couple more quick stories. We went into a sort of a general store kind of place, and the two women behind the counter asked us about the ribbon, and we told them, and they said, oh, and they told a story about a young man they knew who just wasted away another person who had beat it, but still just went through hell trying to do it. And when we say, well, what do you think about this? Another way. People like, there's just this tragedy, there's this sadness behind it. Of course, because of the tragedy they've gone through, but again, wanting to feel empowered. And when we tell them about biblical health, there is an alternate. There are natural ways. There are ways of preventing it in the first place. People feel really good. And again, they put on the ribbon. And then final story, just from, I think, last week, my wife, Dr. Kim, was in a store, in some kind of clothing store. And the woman said, what is that? And she mentioned some disease, because we're not the only ones who use purple. And my wife said, no, this is biblical health. And the woman got a little look on her face like maybe she's not into the Bible. And she said, oh, and she walked off. And Kim was going to let it go, but my wife got bold. And she walked up to the woman and she said, I sense that you have some story to tell about this. And the woman said, yes, I do. And she went on very angrily talking about her cancer story, about people that she's known. And Kim said, wouldn't you like to know that there's something else, that there's another thing? And the woman said yes, and said, well, that's what we're offering. And the woman warmed up. So that is what we're looking at doing. That is how a grassroots campaign goes. One person with one ribbon having one conversation, and then that person picks up on it, and so on and so on and so on, because this is important, and these simple things that we can do. Komen started out, I believe, very small 30 years ago, and look at what they become. And not that we want to become like that. We're not going to become like that as far as losing our purpose. But the ability to get people so involved and get so much force, so much emotion, so much money behind a cause, won't it be great when it's actually for truth, when it's actually for the Almighty, when it's actually for His plan? And so, Jeff, I think we have not just a temporary short-term marketing campaign, do we?
No, I do. I think this is something that we could look at. We know this kind of thing has legs, so I think it could be a lifetime, attachment, or one of those things that really directs people toward, identifies with biblical health.
Yeah, and so
and it's much more than cancer, isn't it, Chaim?
Yeah, it's everything. But people just seem to know this breast cancer and everything else. And so we, as of a few weeks ago, changed our little icon on our Facebook page to the ribbon, and we're starting to incorporate the ribbon into everything else. And I can see how this will go, and you'll hear the story about in the pinkwashing program about how the corporations came to the original person trying to get in with her, and she told them to get lost. They'll get a similar response from us. We're only going to work with people who really work for prevention and a cure. This is going to go on for a long time, and it starts with you, of course. Well, it started with us, and it started with Judy and Marie coming alongside, and those of you who are out there. But we want you to join our Wear and Share campaign. That's what we're calling it, the Wear and Share, because that's what we found out. You wear it, people go, what is that ribbon? And then you boldly share it. And then you take off your ribbon and give it to them, or if you have some in your pie. I like giving it to them from me. It's very personal. And then, I carry a couple more and I'll put the next one on, load it up and head out and continue. And I now, on every outer, every sweater, every jacket, sport coat, everything, I already have a purple ribbon on there, and I invite you to do the same. And so we have a way for you to get ribbons, and we have you can put the URL up. We have a page on our site that is biblicalhealth.tv/purple-ribbons. Purple ribbons. If you go on just Biblical Health TV, you'll see it up there in the menu. And go on there. We have the whole story laid out. This video will be up there very soon from the program. And you can order them in packs of 10, and we will send them to you. Not making any money on this. We are, maybe at some point we drop our cost. We can add it to buy more ribbons, to give out ribbons. But right now we just want you to get them so that you can hand them out, and biblical people can find their way to Biblical Health TV. And we can make a difference. You can make a difference. And on that note,
yes,
you heard our attempt at having a song. Okay.
My lyrics are good. It's my voice.
Okay. Well, I think
tone deafness. That's the problem.
We are now initiating a song contest. If you write lyrics, if you write music, if you sing, if you can do all of them, please submit them to us. You can go on the Biblical Health TV site, contact us through the website. I believe I already have a Purple Ribbons category on there. If not, we'll be adding it soon. And submit your lyrics. We will maybe use all of them, have them go all over the internet, but we want to have an anthem of great lyrics set to, of course, we'll have to get the rights for this somehow when we're ready. Tie a yellow ribbon round the old oak tree. It needs to be set to that. So you can go online, get the original lyrics, get the music, and set it to that. And we are off. So we invite you, and we'll put out more information on that soon. Jeff, any as you proudly wear your purple ribbon there, do you have any final words for us, encouragement about how you see this going? I mean, really getting around the world.
I would say if anybody out there actually personally knows Tony Orlando, can you have him contact us? Because otherwise we're going to contact him so we can get him to sing the song.
That would be great. We make decisions quick around here. It's great to have a small and light organization because we just do things like that. We make a decision and we go.
Who better to sing that song?
You know what? And
I'd ask Frank Sinatra did a version too, but I don't think he can do it for us.
No, maybe after the resurrection we'll ask him to do it. But we have a mighty God. He's putting all of this together. Please be part of it. Wear and Share campaign. Order. Get on the biblicalhealth.tv/purple-ribbons. Order your ribbons by the thousands. Get them out there in whatever area you are. Walk around, give them out. You can be part of this because we're going to get around the earth and move aside pink ribbons. Breast cancer, we're going to help people with breast cancer. We're going to help people with everything to not get it in the first place because we're Biblical Health. We're at Biblical Health TV for the prevention, and if for some reason on this poison planet you happen to get it, also for the cure, because the thing that keeps it out of your body is the thing that cures you also. Isn't that amazing? Because we don't take pharmaceuticals before. Okay, we got to say goodbye. Biblical Health live stream every Monday at 2 p.m. plus in the archive and over at biblicalhealth.tv. Thank you so much for joining us here. Wear your ribbons. See you next week.
Bye, everyone.